Today we're reviewing the HAOQI Eagle step through fat tire bike. Here's a look at the inside of the bike. There's a box there and it's well padded, lots of zip ties. There was no damage in the pack in the shipment, and here's what's in that little box. It is a 2-amp charger. It has a 20-amp battery, so it's going to take about 10 hours to recharge the battery fully. And I don't really know how the company's name is pronounced. I'm calling it HAOQI, but I've seen people pronounce it HAOQI. So I don't know how it's supposed to be actually pronounced, but I'm calling it HAOQI. And so the thing that takes the longest in assembling this bike is actually taking down all the zip ties and the padding. But once you get through that, then it's pretty easy. So there's a second box in here with the owner's manual, and here's the pedals. And these are nice metal pedals. I don't like the plastic pedals. And then this is the headlight and Allen key. These Allen wrenches are pretty nice actually. And then there's the skewer for the quick release front wheel. And these really cheap looking wrenches, which I like actually, because these wrenches are not high quality anyway. And so why are they going to give you like full size wrenches? They're not very good wrenches anyway. So I would rather they just give us cheap like stamped steel wrenches, because they're plenty good for what you're going to use it for. And then, you don't really ever need to use them again. But the Allen key is actually pretty nice. So what you do is you have to spin the stem around, and then you take the front end of the handlebar holder off, and then you put the handlebar in, and then you have to adjust the handlebar to the angle that you like, and then tighten those things up. And then when you tighten these things up, you have to remember to do it in a cross pattern. So you don't go around like circumferentially, you go cross from each other. So in like an X pattern is how you tighten those up. Then next you have to take they put a little, like a little piece of metal in there to keep it at the right width during shipment, so that if there's some kind of compression that it doesn't bend the forks. And then I try to put it on, but I didn't realize that there is a little spacer in the brakes that you have to take out, and then the rotor fits in there, no problem. Then you tighten that down, quick release, so no problem there. And then you put the fender on. When you put the fender on, you also attach the front light with the same screw, and then you put the sides of the fenders on. These fenders have like an adjustable like an adjustment, so you can fine tune the adjustment of the back part. There's like a little Allen wrench that tightens it down once you have it to the right length that you want. So here you are tightening this screw up that holds both the fender and the front light, and then you just attach the front light. That's pretty easy. Then you put on the pedals. Again, these are metal pedals, which are really good, and you have to make sure that you put the right side on the right side and the left side on the left side. Those things are they're assigned there. You can see them. There's like stamped R and L on the thing. So make sure you put the correct side in. And then you're pretty much done. So it doesn't take too long. Probably took me about 15-20 minutes to put this thing together. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so here it is put together. So first of all, you need to notice that this is a large bike. I don't know if you can tell, but these are 26 by 4-inch wheels. So if you add the width of this thing, these are probably like bigger than 29er wheels over here. And then the paint finish is really nice, very well done. Welds are good. There's internal cable routing here and over here. It's very nice. The cable management is well done. The front wheels, the front shocks have a lockout, so you can lock it out if you like. And these brakes work very well. They are this brand I've never heard of called Gemma, but they are hydraulic brakes, and they have really good modulation and good feel. So no problems there. These are plastic fenders, which I like better actually. The headlight's quite bright. And this has your standard Shimano 7-speed. This is the same shifter and cassette that I've seen on every single one of these bikes. This is the exact same shifter. So that hasn't changed. It has a good rack, and the seat
is fairly comfortable and adjustable here. So let me show you how to turn this thing on. You hold this down and you have it turn on. It is a non-color display, which I kind of like. I don't really know what the purpose of a color display is. And then you can change your pedal assist here by pushing this. And then if you want to turn on the light, you hold this and you see that the light came on. And there's the light. And there's a rear light that comes on here. And you can see if you push the brakes, it gets brighter. And let's see, when you turn off the lights turn off, but then the brakes lights still engage. So that's pretty nice. Now the battery can be removed right here. So you put the it's a little hard to remove because of the front wheel being so large. Have to shimmy it out of here. Actually, it looks like with the front fender on, it may be very difficult to remove this thing. Interesting. Okay, there you go. That's what the inside of the case looks like. And there's a little lock to remove it. Okay, so it takes a little bit of doing to take it in and out. Okay, takes a little doing, but it can be done. Okay, the last thing is there's this really nice pannier bags that comes with their label. I love these bags because they're waterproof, they're spacious, so they hold a lot of stuff. So when I get takeout or something, fits perfectly in here and over in here. And there's little side bags here that you can unzip. When I get takeout and stuff, sometimes I put the drinks in here and into these things. And these bags actually have these little straps, so you can strap something across the top as well. But that really makes these bikes a lot more useful. And the other thing is that this thing has step-through design, so it's a lot easier to get in and out.
What we want to know is how does it ride? And it rides very well. Again, this is a very large bike. The company states that it's good for people between the heights of 5'4" and 6'4". I'm not too sure that I'd be very comfortable on this bike if I was shorter than like 5'7", 5'8". It's a really big bike. I'm 5'11", fits me perfectly. If you're taller, I think that the handlebar position would be low and you'd have to lean over more. It's a fairly, it's not a very upright riding position. So if you like a really upright riding position, this bike is probably not for you. You have to lean over slightly, but it's not the most aggressive lean forward either. This is a slightly downhill grade, and you'll see that it reaches about 27, 28 miles per hour. But that's downhill, so that doesn't tell you much. But around 27, 28, the motor cuts out and does not give you any assist. Here it is on a flat, and on a flat, just throttle only, no pedal assist whatsoever. It's going to go between 25 and 26 miles per hour. So it will not reach 28 miles per hour on a flat. And that's with a 160-pound rider. If you're heavier, it's probably going to go a little bit slower. If you're lighter, it might go a little bit faster. But I don't think there'd be that much of a difference. But yeah, on a straightaway, it's going to be about 25 to 26 miles per hour. And I double checked that the speedometer on the bike is accurate because I used my GPS watch, and the GPS watch agreed with the speed shown on the speedometer. The ride quality is very smooth, as expected with a fat tire bike. On a fat tire bike, you really don't even need shocks. This thing has front shocks, but I would say that with a fat tire bike, you don't really need it. There's so much cushion from the tire itself that unless you're hitting big jumps, which this is not an off-road bike, I would not be taking it on any serious terrain. Now, like gravel roads and dirt roads, grass, it's not going to be a problem, but I would not take it on any serious downhill, like a mountain bike route where there's like jumps and rocks and stumps and roots and things like that. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. And here we are going slightly uphill, and you're going to see it gets to 22 miles per hour. Um, I live in a pretty hilly area, and it has grades of like up to 10% grade, and it did not have a problem going up them. Now it will slow down into the teens, 12, 13 miles per hour on a 10% grade, but it does make it up. So unless you live in an extremely steep hill, you're not going to have a problem with this bike just on throttle only. And if you pedal, obviously, it's going to help it a lot because, your legs have quite a bit of torque. They don't have much horsepower, but they do have a decent amount of torque. So that's not going to be a problem. The handlebars are very wide. I would say that they're at least 3 feet wide. So they give you a lot of leverage. So it's very easy to turn the wheels with these handlebars because there's a lot of leverage on them. The display is very easy to read. You can see here in the video that it's very clear and easy to read. What you'll see is this thing has a 750 watt motor, and that is 750 watts peak, not nominal. So it does not, a lot of bikes are actually 750 watts nominal, and they go to like 1000 peak, and they will accelerate faster, and they do have a higher top end speed on the flats. This one is 750 peak and probably, I'm guessing, like a 500 nominal. I don't know, the specs are not given, but if you look at the wattage on the display, it never goes over 750. In fact, I have never seen it go over 700 on the display. So it seems to limit it. The downside of that is if you like really high end speed or a lot of acceleration, this is not the bike for you. This is not going to give you the highest acceleration or the highest speed, but it is a very smooth power delivery. It's a very comfortable ride, and the range is pretty good. So I tested the range on this, and this is in, again, very hilly terrain, and with no pedaling, pedal assist 5. So kind of the worst case scenario, and it gave me about 30 miles before it quit out. The brakes are also really good. They are this Gemma brand hydraulic brakes. Modulation is great, power delivery is great, and stopping power is also very good. Overall, I would say it's a really nice bike if you want a comfortable cruising bike with good range, and if you're kind of a taller person, because this bike is going to require a taller person to be comfortable in it. I would say you have to be at least 5'8". If you're much taller though, if you're like 6'4", you might need to have the stem come up a little bit so that you're not hunched over as much. It's a big bike, and one of the reasons I got it is because I thought that maybe the pedaling would be better on it because of the bigger wheels. And I can comfortably pedal with the gearing to about 24, 25 miles per hour, which is good. So if you guys are interested in this bike, there will be links down below in the description, and you can use the coupon code Aptera50 to get $50 off. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I personally would have liked to get a skinnier tire bike. I think it would be more energy efficient, but the fat tire does make it very comfortable. All right, thanks for watching, guys.